before we come to the topic, so obviously, as you can see that, yeah, so the masterclass is titled as Insider Tips to Ace the Interview. So generally, we will not be keeping it restrictive to only Microsoft. We will also discuss other companies as well, other product-based companies as well that fall in the bracket or that fall in the kind of you can say that fall in the category of Microsoft-like companies. These are called as top tier product-based companies, right? So coming back to me, so hi, my name is Pranav, and I have around 5+ years of experience now in the industry so far. And yeah, so I currently like I am an SD3 at Oracle, and prior to that I was an SD2 at Microsoft. Prior to that I was also working at Oracle again as an SD2, and prior to that I was working with PayPal as an SD2, right? So yeah, total I have been associated in the industry since last 5+ years. It will be 6 years in the next year, right? So yes, and coming back to my association with Coding Ninja, so actually I was kind of one of the you can say that one of the students of Coding Ninjas. So Coding Ninjas, when it started, I guess in 2015 or 16, yes, I joined in 2016, and at that time, Coding Ninjas used to have, you can say that classes in person. That is, you can say that physical classes were there in Delhi. So it had its a campus in Delhi. So we used to go kind of attend it, and I was very fortunate that I was kind of taught by Nidhi Agarwal ma'am and Ankush sir directly, and I was very fortunate to receive their mentorships. And then after completing my course, I remember that I took Java data structures course, right? And after completing my course, I was offered the position of TA, teaching assistant with Coding Ninjas. And since then, I have been associated with Coding Ninja. So it's been like more than now 10 years, not 10 years, yeah, 9 years, 9+ years of association with Coding Ninjas that I will be completing, right? Not completely 9+ years, but yeah, you can say it like that. But yeah, so coming to that, obviously, it's been a privilege guiding students via the medium of Coding Ninjas. And to be honest, like I have kind of mentored more than you can say 300 or 400 students via Coding Ninjas only, and they are kind of doing very pretty well. So yeah, so most of them are placed in decent product-based companies, and majorly they have received 80 to 120 to 150% hikes as well. Average is like you can get around 60-80% hike. Okay, so yes, that is my introduction, and we'll be so in today's session we'll be discussing the tips and tricks to ace the interview. So we'll be covering you can say that what are the requirements that you want to, let's say that you want to crack SD jobs, right? What you have to study, how is the interview process, what is the gap that you might be facing, and in the end we'll also discuss something that will bridge this gap, right? So before moving on, let me ask you this, that how much of the time you're willing to spend figuring out things on your own, right? So in today's competitive job market, the fastest way to transition into a new role is with the right guidance and clear roadmap, right? So to be honest with you, the today's market has been becoming very competitive in nature. Earlier when I was like you can say you can say that when when I started working in PayPal, that from that time onwards I was kind of taking interviews. So 3-4 years back, you can say, so from 3 years back when I started to take interviews, you know that like the kind of expectations that we had from the candidates, right, it's going up and up day by day, right? Earlier we did not ask low level design to SD1, or you can say even to freshers. We were asking them to at least 5 years or 6 years of experience. Now we are also asking low level design questions to even college grad students, right? So that is the kind of, this is just one of the example, but what I'm trying to say is that the market is becoming more competitive day by day, right? With awareness on the rise, because earlier what used to happen was that people were not aware at all, right? multiple like coding ninjas. There were very few partners like coding ninjas and others, right, which existed. But nowadays it's, you can find information everywhere. Okay, YouTube and other things, you can just find it everywhere, right? So the best thing that you want to do, if you want to transition into your next role, or you are interviewing for your next role, the right kind of thing is that, like, you have to have the proper guidance, right? I remember that when I was kind of in my college, or when I was in my career, so I did not receive kind of proper guidance. Either most of the people that I talked to, they kind of confused me. Let's say that some people advised me to go into machine learning, right? Some people advised me to go into data, like data science. Some people advised me to go into data analysis. Some people advised me to do for study for CAT, right? Study for MS, right? Etc. Etc. In the end, I was confused, right? But having the right mentorship at the right time and doing the right things at the right time really makes the difference. So that's where programs like coding ninjas like comes into picture. Okay, and in 9 months they don't just teach you the skills, but they also prepare you to apply for them apply for them confidently in the real world. Being a mentor and an alumni of Coding Ninjas, I can personally attest to their services and content. I have seen students who, with the right mentorship and structured learning, have transformed their careers in just months. The team shall share more details about the Job Bootcamp, a paid program by Coding Ninjas in full stack web development, offering a comprehensive, you can say that, program that provide a structured learning path along with placement assistance until you land your first job. You will get to work on real world projects and get a connect. You will also get the opportunity to connect with like-minded mentors like me. There will be more and more mentors from other product-based companies, right? There is more to it. If you feel like checking out, you can fill out the form that will be shared by the team in the chat box, and you will receive a call back from their kind of team in case you plan to enroll. Or you can say that if you have some interest, you can also clear your doubts with the team. And there is also a chance of limited scholarship as well that is there to offer, right? So you can just find the link to the form here. So this is the form that is there, so you can just fill it out. I will also share it so that you can just fill out the form if you are interested. And personally I have mentored like more than, I have, as I've said, personally I have mentored more than 300 plus students. So I can definitely vouch and say that like students after completing the 9 months job boot camp, they are they are getting around, you can say that minimum 12 to 15 lakhs minimum CTC they are getting placed. And moreover, if you have acquired some decent knowledge, even you can go for more than 25 to 30 40 lakhs as well, right? I know people who have done that, been there, done that. I can also vouch that yeah, you have to put in the efforts, but yes, the team would be there to support you in every way possible, right? So just if you are interested, you can just fill out the form that is there. And yes, apart from that, let's start today's session. Okay, so Microsoft, if I just talk about, so there are firstly we need to understand that there are two kinds of companies, that are service based companies and product based companies. Now service based companies are those type of companies that you can say that there would be different companies who would be coming to that company for the technology services, for those all the software development services. And this type of company would be providing its software development services to the first company that came, right? So service based company employs lots of folks who are kind of skilled, or who are kind of specialized in a specific skill. Let's say that if somebody is kind of specialized in Java, he or she would be labeled as a Java developer. If somebody is specialized in React, he or she would be called as a React developer, and so on. So you will be labeled by a skill, right, in service based company. Whereas in product based companies, so product based companies like Microsoft, Google, right, Facebook have a particular product that they are kind of selling it to the customers, right? And you will get a chance to work on that particular product, right? So what happens generally in product based company is that product based companies, the team that you have applied to, or let's say that the your product team, let's say that if I have applied to Outlook. Outlook is a mail processing product by Microsoft, right? So if you have applied to the Outlook team, that particular team would be only interviewing you, right? And you will be like, the company would be your team only for you. Okay, yeah. So everything would happen to you, particularly your team. Okay, so what I want to say is that the people whom you would be working like in and out, day in and day out, only would be interviewing you, right? And would be checking your skills if you are the right fit for them or not, right? Now I'll just quickly explain with the interview structure, okay, so that we are on the same page. So interviews at Microsoft are generally in 5 and 6 rounds. Okay, so the first round being the online assessment round. Okay, so online assessment round contains, like, you can say that there are 3 questions that are there. And earlier what used to happen was that like the questions would be easy to medium, but nowadays due to competitiveness, increase in the competitiveness, so they are now kind of going with hard questions, medium hard, not medium only, but medium hard or hard level questions only. So these questions are focused in like problem solving and DSA, right? And either you can also say that there would be 2 questions, but generally I have seen that there are 3 questions that are there. And with the you can say with the advent of chat GPT and other things, if you are kind of copying the code from you can say AI agents, it also has the kind of technique to kind of catch the AI made code, plagiarize you, right? And all those things are there in the backend. So even if you get a perfect score, you will be kind of flagged, right? You will be kind of flagged for, and you will be blocked for further opportunities. So don't try to attempt it, right? So there, the first round is kind of 3 questions. These are problem solving questions that are testing your problem solving and data structure knowledge, right? Apart from these questions, there can be also MCQs. MCQs are generally from the subject of operating systems, computer networks, database management systems, right? These are the core fundamental subjects that are there of computer science, right? Either this, or if you have applied from for like very specific positions, such as like front end engineer or full stack engineer, so you can also expect that they will also formulate, or they will give you an assignment as well. So this assignment would be presented in your online assessment only, and you have to complete that, right? So basically what I have heard from the people or the peers that I that have given or that have attempted this, is that there is a kind of task that you need to complete, and there would be certain test cases related to that task. Majorly it would be a front end task, right? Either it would be a broken calculator that you have to correct it, either you have to make a stopwatch, either you have to make a scoreboard, or like that, right? And there would be some UI tasks that you have to fulfill. Okay, so that is where like the online assessment goes. So online assessment, what we talked about, there would be either 3 questions or 2 questions. The questions are would be hard level, right? And what you can do is that there would be also there would be either MCQ questions as well, or there would be front end specific questions, right? Once you clear this, you are actually in the interview loop. Okay, so then what happens is that there are 3 interviews, 3 technical interviews. 3 technical interviews are there. Now these 2 interviews are specifically checking your problem solving skills. Okay, so these would be focused on your data structures and algorithms, right? Checking your knowledge into various topics like trees, graphs, dynamic programming, backtracking, right? Advanced topics, right? Combination of topics as well. Okay, so basically what the structure of the interview would be, that 60-minute interview is there. First 15 minutes would be given to for let's say that your introduction, your project discussion, or let's say that your computer science fundamental discussion, or let's say that your past work discussion, right? Then after the 15 minutes is over, now you will be given 45 minutes or 50 minutes to solve the 2 questions. Okay, so in 45 minutes you have to solve 2 questions. Now the thing is that if you want to practice if you want to solve these two questions in 45 minutes, my advice would be that you need to kind of practice solving medium questions, medium level questions or hard level questions in 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Because if you practice in less time, then only in interviews you will be able to solve these questions in 45 minutes, right? So if you are kind of at a stage where you are already in a practice mode, so I would advise you that keep a stopwatch with you, right? And try to practice in a timed manner, so that, because like this is kind of done because you are kind of you want to stand out from the crowd, right? So people do a lot of stuff, believe me. But yeah, so this is what I would have done, and I did, right? So you can also follow the same. So if you are in kind of a progress or process of kind of giving interviews, so try to give it in a timed manner, that yeah, 40 minutes I need to solve two questions, right? And there would be medium hard level questions that you have to solve. Okay. Third round is also based on the same. These are called technical discussions round. Okay. Fourth round onwards, now your design skills comes into picture. If you are an SD1, so you will be asked a normal low level design question. Okay. Now, what is low level design? So basically, like when you will be kind of hired and you will be working on a product, or whenever you will be, you might have heard that yeah, you are working in the industry, right? So there is kind of your day to day practice would include writing some low level design, okay, or coding out things, right? That's where you're getting paid. So they are also checking your low level design skills. Now, low level design skills are not just like if and else and all those things in classes and objects. No, we are talking about design patterns. We want to discuss about, you can say, concurrency. We want to discuss about core operating system principles, right? This is what is low level design. You need to solve complex questions using these like principles that is there. That are combination of oops, that are how you will handle concurrency, how you design like locks, multi-threaded systems, right? How you will handle them. And there is a lot of stuff that is there. Okay. Now, earlier it used to be there that this low level design would be presented to experienced folks, but nowadays they are also expecting low level design knowledge to the freshers or the incoming candidates who are having 1 to 2 years of experience as well. The interview process is getting skewed and becoming very kind of tight for them as well, right? So low level design is a must. I would recommend for SD1 as well. For SD2, the kind of the you can say that the competition is gone up. So you need to be very you can say that very informative about low level design. You have to practice at least 200 questions or 150 questions or 100 questions that are famous questions from the low level design. So that is what my advice is. And going for SD3, obviously, there would be two low-level design rounds that you will face, right? SD3 and above, that would be tech lead in or staff engineer in some companies that they are given, right? So you will be facing two low-level designs rounds. Okay. After this round is over, if you are applied for SD2 or and above, you will also have a HLD round, high-level design round. Okay. A high-level design round or a engineering manager round, HM round. So hiring manager round would be indirectly a high level design round. Okay. So where the 30 minutes would be kind of focused on you, what have been your past contributions, and the 30 minutes would be kind of focused on designing a problem, high level of the problem. And if you have some time, the manager would also kind of put you in a situation where you have to write out some low level design as well. Okay. So these are the expectation, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. And after this kind of is finished, there is also one special round that is kind of called as the bar raiser round, or in some companies like Microsoft, this is called as the AA round. Now what happens in this is that a very senior engineering manager or a senior principal engineer, or let's say a principal engineer, or a recommend, or you can say a very senior engineer would be taking your interview. And this kind of interview is very random. Okay. Either it can be a DSA round, either it can be a problem solving round, either it can be kind of you can say that a low level design round, HLD round, or either it can be a discussion as well. Okay. So I will say that bar is a round, BR round. Okay. In Oracle, it is called as the bartender round. Don't go by the name, but in Oracle, it's like a discussion round only. So where you are kind of judged on the company principles, and if you are aligning with the company principles or not, right? This is called as a bartender round. In Microsoft, it was called as the AA round. In PayPal, it was called as the bar raiser round, and in Amazon also it's called as a bar raiser round. So generally, this round is like a, you can say that anything can happen, right? I remember that I have kind of failed at this level as well. I cleared all the rounds, and you can say that after reaching the sixth bar as a round, I had also kind of been rejected in this situation. So yeah, so anything can happen. I remember that I was giving the interview for Adobe, right? Adobe Noida, when I was switching from PayPal to Oracle. So what happened was that I cleared all the 5 rounds of interviews, and I was just like waiting for the engineer, like this bar raiser round, right? The HR informed me that it will be a general discussion, right? So this round happened, and in the very second minute only, the interviewer kind of not there was no introduction from my side or his side. Just he started with the question, and that question was not a problem solving question. That question was a simple old mathematics probability based question, right? And to be honest, that I had not revised my concepts for probability. It was kind of a base theorem question and conditional probability, and I kind of failed at that point. Okay, and it was kind of a rejection at this point. So every round also is kind of a rejection. What I want to say here is that this round is very random, right? Either in you can say in Amazon also, in Microsoft also, in Oracle also, this round you cannot predict this round, right? This round is kind of testing if you are kind of raising the bar or not. Why this round is there is because let's say that a team average is there, right? Where let's say that a team's average is 100. Okay, if I am getting hired into that team, I whether I am raising the average or whether I am reducing the average, that is judged. How it is judged, I also don't know because I have not taken this kind of interviews before. Because this round is taken by a very senior engineer. But when kind of what happens is that after all the rounds have concluded, you have a debrief. What happens is that debrief is that all the interviewers who have taken your rounds would be kind of getting on a call, and they would be sharing their experiences with you, and they will be saying either it's a recommend or a not hire or not hire. They will give their verdict there and then itself, that either it's a hire or it's a no hire. This is kind of like happening where very restricted kind of hiring is there, where there is only 1 or 2 positions, and like the manager wants a very technical kind of a guy. If it's kind of a drive system, then I don't believe that this happens. Because in Microsoft, what used to happen was last I remember, there used to be drives, weekend drives, right? And we just you had to give the feedback on the tool only. But in Oracle and like earlier in Microsoft also and PayPal, so what happened was there was kind of a debrief call that used to happen, right? And is happening. So where everybody is giving their feedbacks, right? So that is where this bar is around. Like I used to hear that either it was kind of a discussion, simple discussion, either it was kind of a low level design round, either it was a problem solving round. So can be random. So you cannot kind of be prepared for this round. You have to do your general preparation, okay, to be prepared. Now coming to this structure of interviews, so what we have kind of learned and what we kind of have observed. See, the thing is that firstly you should be prepared in data structures and algorithms. Even if you are 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience, 25 years of experience, DSA, you should be prepared. Why is that? Because the thing is that most of the people or most of the folks that I have worked with and currently working with, or I have observed from the outside, they think that DSA is not required at all, right? Why are companies asking DSA, still DSA? The thing is that why every exam asks maths or quant or aptitude. Basically it is just to check your problem solving aptitude, whether you are having the problem solving aptitude or not, right? Whether there would be tons of problems that you will be facing daily, on a daily basis, there would be tons and tons of problems that you have to face and solve, right? Do you have that aptitude or not? And how do they check in kind of computer science world? So there is kind of a DSA facility that they are having, and they will be kind of putting you through, and you have to kind of solve the questions that is given. Okay. Unfortunately, fortunately, you have to do it, right? That is the kind of norm that they have set. Now the culture is coming that they are more focused towards like development based hiring, with with AI catching up, right? So development will kind of also boost. That is where like you can say that some companies like startups or mid established companies as well, like Swiggy, Mintra, Flipkart. So what they are doing is that the first round, instead of the online assessment round, it's kind of a hands-on coding round, where you are given, you can say 3 hours or 2 hours, and a problem would be given to you, and you need to solve that problem. You need to kind of make a functioning you can say either code or website on top of that, right? So that is what the expectation is, and that is what like the hiring process right now is. Okay. So coming back to the pattern and observabilities on these interviews. So what I want to say is that you have to practice DSA and algorithms, right? And how you can practice DSA, I'll just give you a very popular site that will solve your you can say that doubts. So Coding Ninjas is also having its own website by the name of Code Studio. So you can just give it a look. So this is designed by the Coding Ninjas team only, and this kind of is will be your go-to site if you want to prepare company specific wise as well. So you can see that there is like there are different sections. So programming fundamental, data structures, advanced algorithms, maths and number theory, right? 45-day sheet, love bubber DSA problems, right? Everything is there. Okay. And you can see that whether, let's say that if we take a question, so which companies this has been asked, right? You can see that this is asked in Accenture, Microsoft, Twitter, Expedia, Zoho, other companies as well, right? Netcore, Qualcomm, KPMG, and else, right? This is a very famous question, LC of 3 notes. It's a very simple and easy question. Okay. So you can see that this problem is asked at multiple times. Okay. So what you can do is that you can just refer this site. Okay. And you can also find the interview experiences as well. Okay, so you can just go to the interview prep, and there would be some interview experiences. And if you want to just you can say that what are the interview experiences that I want to just fetch. So you can also just see that if I want to fetch from Microsoft, so you can just see that like, yeah, the Microsoft interview experiences are also there. Okay. So just have a look, right? You can just see that what was the journey of the candidate, what was the application story, uh, this was the thing, right? What was the kind of test that or interview process that he had, right? So you can just see that there are interview experiences for all the companies that you want: Amazon, Hotstar, Cred, either Google or other companies. And you can also practice. There is also interesting contests that you can follow. There are exciting challenges that you can do, right? You can also learn. There is kind of guided paths as well, where you can just learn like basics of Java, Python, and not whatnot, right? There is like data structure algorithm as well. Okay. So these are kind of free. Okay. You can just check out on a free trial basis what is the kind of thing that you want to do. Okay. So it's out there, Code Studio, right? And I would say that why not go ahead and solve some questions. And you know that they also kind of do giveaways if you are kind of solving questions, and if you are getting top ranks in their contest, so you will be eligible for internships as well as giveaways as well. So try to attempt questions on top of this. So there are a lot of questions and a lot of resources are there, right? So you can just see that what are the things that are there. So you just explore. It will be best for you. I will also attach this to everybody. Okay. So yeah, apart from that, apart from this, so there is like what do I want to say here is that now what I want to say is that other than preparing for data structures, algorithms, and improving your problem solving skills, you also have to make good projects. So you have to make 3 to 4 projects. That is important. Okay, if you are working in a company, so your past experience is good enough, right? That would do the trick. You will be kind of getting an incremental experience only, so it does not matter. Okay, but if you are applying as a fresher, so what my advice would be that have 3 to 4 decent projects on your resume, because once you reach to the manager round or the director round, or let's say the bar is around, your resume would be grilled. Okay, and don't try to write you can say that anything that you don't know on your resume. Just be very cautious about it. Okay, keep your resume concise, up to a 1 pager resume. Okay, and you can also go scan your resume with the latest like latex, as well as, like, you can say that there are multiple resume scanning algorithms that are there, right? So you can just calculate your resume score as well. There are lots of website that you can follow. Okay, so that is the thing that I wanted to discuss. Before like moving on to the Q&A question, Q&A session. Okay, so now it's the time for the Q&A session, question and answer session that we will do. So before we begin, I would like to remind you about the job bootcamp, right? By Coding Ninjas. This is for those who missed or joined late, right? Full stack. There is a full stack web development job bootcamp, which is a 9-month program designed by Coding Ninjas that offers you comprehensive training and interview preparation and placement assistance until you secure your first role. If you want to know more, fill out the form in the chat box. Through that form, we will get to know that whether you will be kind of you have some doubts or not. So fill out the form, it's important, right? And though the form is already shared, I will just share it again. So this is the form, this is the form link, and you can just go here, and if you just click it, you will see that what you have to just do. Okay, so you will be kind of able to submit your details, your email address, your mobile number, and your experience, if you are kind of like working professional or non-working professional or college student as well. So you can just fill out the form so that like someone from the team member would be kind of getting to connect with you. Okay, and I mean to tell you guys, do you have a clear plan to stand out in today's competitive market? From my experience, the fastest way to transition into a new career is with the right guidance, hands on practice, and a structured roadmap, which Coding Ninja's Job Bootcamp does provide. So, why not explore? If you are done filling out the form, we can move ahead with, and you can start posting your questions that you have for me. Okay, so if you have some questions that you want to ask me, you can just start posting them once you are just done filling this form. So in the question and answers, I will get to know that what are the your questions, so that we can just take it forward from there. So Lakshay says that I am from tier 3 college. I am in 4th year. I'm not getting placed due to college politics. I want off-campus placements. I'm doing DSA currently. I'm on linked list. Please do guide. Lakshay, the thing is that you have time. December, November. Oh, sorry. That's it. December, January, February. So off-campus placements will begin from March onwards. Okay. Why? Because right now everybody will be going on holidays. January 15th, they would not kind of do your what is that? Interviews, and after this there would be quarter planning, so they take at least February to plan. Why? Because like they will in the first quarter they would hire new resources or new people, so they have to do the planning in the last quarter, right? So March will be the best time for you to apply, so you have time. If you are on linked list, try to go more deeper, right? Trees, graphs, dynamic programming, recursion, backtracking, advanced data structures like segment trees, sieves, right, etc. Try to solve a lot of questions. Okay, I have already shared like Code Studio with you. Try to go over interview experiences. Try to find the patterns. Try to find the frequently asked questions. try to solve them, right? And then also make your kind of 3 to 4 projects. I believe that would be enough. And if you want a structured roadmap, you can also join Coding Ninja Job Bootcamp. They will also kind of provide you placements. So why not join that as well, right? I can understand it's very frustrating not getting placed due to college politics, but yes, don't worry. You what see, the thing is that you have to do what is in your control. Okay, so don't worry about it. You can just post it in the Q&A section. I believe people are posting it on the chat. How much Shashwat is saying, how much CGPA is enough or good for freshers? I have low CGPA. Any tips? The thing is that Shashwat, 6 CGPA or 7 CGPA is more than enough in some cases. I have seen that students. There was a friend. I would not reveal the name, but he was a friend, and you know that he got the degree after 5 years, and he had some papers that kind of he was not able to pass, but he took 5 more years. We got 5 years of experience. He got he did not get the degree until recently, and now he's working at Flipkart as an SD one. So so the thing is, in the end, if you kind of have the kind of thing or have the appetite to crack the interviews, it does not matter. But to be on the safer side, you have to maintain it at least 6. I would recommend 7. Please maintain it at 7 CGPA, so you will be at a good place. Okay, so don't worry about it. If he can get a job in a very good company, so you will also get a good job. Okay. So, hey Pranav, Vinay is saying if we don't get selected in any of the rounds, then we can apply for the same company again. So, Vinay, there is like this depends from company to company, right? So, I remember that I remember 2 years back I had applied to Google and I got rejected in the third round, right? And immediately after 1 or 2 months, I reapplied to Google. But the thing is that they said that you have to wait for 6 months. So some companies are keeping track records, some companies don't. Microsoft does not. So you can apply for Microsoft n number of times. Oracle does. PayPal, I don't think that PayPal is doing. You can try your luck. I don't think PayPal does. Right. Apart from that, lots of companies, like you can say 70 or 80% of the companies you can apply, right? But the problem is that HR is common. HR in that kind of company is common. So if you kind of let's say that if you know the HR, if you have connected the HR, if you have kind of posted messages on the LinkedIn with to the HR, so he or she will get to know that yeah, you have already applied. And majorly I have also seen the HR kind of also doing this, that if they see that the candidate has kind of applied recently or 2 months back or 3 months back, they will not take the resume ahead. So this is also bad, but what we can do about it, right? So you can apply. My advice is try your luck, apply. Okay. If you see, if you have kind of thought that you want to switch, so you have to apply everywhere. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, fine. Sir, my 12th score is not that good. 6.9 CGPA in graduation and 7.5 CGPA in post graduation. It does not matter, Devanshu. It's good. You can apply to any company. Okay, don't worry about it. 12th score, nobody will ask. Okay, don't worry about it. So 12th score, if you have like less percentage, for 45-50% is more than enough. If you want to apply. Okay, in if you have in 12th, so it's good. You can apply to it. Anonymous attendee is saying with 10 years of experience in various technologies, .NET, it good to start with DSA? What could be a good move? So the thing is, unfortunately, if we have 10 years of experience or 15 years of experience, DSA would not kind of leave us, right? Earlier I also used to joke about it, but now I am also kind of when I had also 6 years of experience. Now I will be having 6 years of experience. And when I was moving also, when I made the move from Microsoft to Oracle, I also found it very difficult to practice everything again and again. I can understand the frustration. After 10 years you have to start, But the thing is that if you want to land a good job, this is the first or the second or third round that you have to face. So you have to do it. So my advice would be that 50 questions you can just practice from each of the topics, right? And it will be kind of fine if you do like that. And you can also do the like frequently asked questions. That would also kind of do the trick for you. Okay. Sahil Arora is saying that I am working software engineer in startup and interviewed for Adobe Noida, but not clear now. I practiced 3 hours. DSA, is it okay? What else I need to go? So yeah, Sahil, if you are kind of familiar or if you have practiced DSA, so yeah, try to kind of solve questions, anonymous questions on over different platforms. I've already shared. You can say that Code Studio link with you. What you can do from now is that you can just go hover over to the past interview experiences from of Adobe, right, and try to kind of see what are the like interview questions that are asked. Try to form a pattern. Try to see that what are the interview questions that Adobe is asking to the other candidates in the past, recently, what like it's kind of asked. Okay, and you will be kind of good. Okay. Apart from this, I guess we are pretty much done with the in question and answers. So as I can see that there are a lot of questions around Coding Ninjas Job Bootcamp and how it can be helpful. I would like to call out the program expert from the Coding Ninjas team. They are just going to take 10 more minutes of yours, and they are going to explain how this job bootcamp can be helpful in your career transition. So I guess we have Karan with us from Coding Ninjas.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
So first of all, like, thank you so much, Pranav, for such an informative session. And guys, as we are getting a lot more questions